morning and welcome to the first session of the storytelling of the last day of HLF. I hope you've been attending the last 2 days and you've had a good time also at the various activities. If not, there is still time to catch up today also. Yeah, so today's very interesting storyteller is Rohini Chintha, who's passionate about everything life and science, and she experiments with methods to communicate science both in the classroom and on various storytelling platforms, like the HLF and the British Council, and she dons many hats: science teacher, science communicator, children's writer, storyteller, and YouTuber. And I also found out that she teaches genetics at Women's College Kochi. So that's a lot of hats. Yeah. So over to you, Rohini. And so this session is actually made of 2 sessions. So she has divided them according to age groups, but you're free to continue watching because she has lots of interesting things to tell all of you. Okay. Well, thank you. Okay, I'll begin with rock cycles because we have a mixed audience here, including a very tiny kid. Okay, so you can enjoy looking at the rocks. Do you like rocks? Do you pick pebbles? Even I do. I started as a rock collector at a beach, local beach. We had a very dirty beach, which none of you would go to now, but I started my rock collection there. So you're all welcome to touch and see the rocks, and you're all welcome to look at them as long as you wish. The only condition is kindly return them because this is the only collection I have. Okay? Welcome to all of you. Thanks for joining me on a Sunday. I'll begin with rock cycles. We have 3 stories in this session, rock cycles. One is what makes us human and not an animal. You all know that you're not animals, right? And you are human, a higher animal rather. So that, and then finally the story is what makes you you. What, even amongst a group of humans, you are you. You're not somebody else. Even when there are 10 siblings in a family, you're still you. What makes you you? Okay? So we begin with rock cycles. Do you know how the earth was born? I don't think I should sit on this today. Okay. We'll begin with the birth of the earth. Once upon a time, long, long ago, billions of years ago, baby earth was born from a beautiful dust cloud. And baby earth, when it was born, was hot and gooey ball of gases. It was filled with dust and dirt and rough and rock. But then, slowly, very, very slowly, the rock began to melt. And as and when it melted, it floated to the surface of the earth, cooled down, and formed land. This land was restless at the beginning. It jumped and jostled into other lands, and it formed mountains. But the dust and dirt could not melt, so they traveled all the way to the center of the earth and formed the core. And in that core rested iron and nickel forever. Now the layer between the core and the surface of the land is called mantle, and in that mantle rested a very restless lava. Lava was sleeping in the mantle. But lava always, see, this is how baby earth looked when it was born. Now you draw a blue picture with green lands, right? This is how baby earth looked when it was born. Red, hot, gooey ball of gases. And this is how it was when the rocks melted, started coming to the surface, and formed land. Can you see the dark brown patches? That is land. And after land was formed, the center of the earth where all the dust and the particles that could not melt settled is called the core. Yellow dot. And then comes our rock cycle story. Now, in the mantle lived lava. Lava was very restless. It always wanted to come to the surface of the earth. It kept looking for little holes and gaps here and there in the land so that it can come up. And once it found a small gap in the mountain, it would rush up and splash on the surface of the earth. And once it splashed on the surface of the earth, it relaxed, it rested, it cooled down, and it became solid igneous rock. Igneous rock is a rock formed from fire. It is called a rock formed from fire. This is a lava rock, an igneous rock. How you identify it is, when you hold up the igneous rock, you can see very tiny, shiny grains on top of it. And I'm going to send you 2 samples of lava rock after the story. You can touch it and see it. Now this is igneous rock. Small igneous rock and a little bigger igneous rock. These were picked from places like Bieber and all when we were traveling. And now the igneous rock relaxed and it loved the surface so much that it never moved from the surface. It basked in the sun, it got wet in the rain, it got drenched in the rain, and it caught chill in the brisk winds. And because it got wet and it was always in the sun and it was also chilly, bits and pieces of it broke here and there. And when the rain came again, these bits and pieces which broke off, which were called the sediments, started moving with the water. And then they traveled far and wide, collecting other sediments like twigs, broken leaves, broken branches, dried leaves, shells, skeletons. Where do you see skeletons in a rock? Fossils. So, when bits and pieces of the rock broke and formed the sediments, and the sediments started flowing with the water, along came bones and settled on the layers of sediments. And that became sedimentary rock. Layer of sediment after layer of sediment after layer of sediment. They settled deep down in the ocean. And then, because of the pressure and the heat that was there at the bottom of the ocean, the layers got pressed together very, very hard and they became a rock. Can you see the layers on this? Layers. Now we don't drop sedimentary rocks because they are very, very fragile. They break and they break like a flat surface. They break like a flat rock. They don't break unevenly. Okay? Sedimentary rock, layer after layer. Can you see it? Like jelly, mango jelly. And now we have sedimentary rock. This sedimentary rock slept and slept and slept and relaxed under the ocean bed. Something like this. It's a very horrible drawing. But then it relaxed and then it sunk deeper and deeper and deeper as it got heavier. And when it got deeper, it again was transformed into something very, very strange. Because of all the heat and pressure, it was transformed into a metamorphic rock. It metamorphosed. It became something it originally was not. Do you all know diamonds? Wow, even you know diamonds. See? Diamond is a metamorphic rock. It is formed from carbon, but it is not like carbon. It is the hardest substance on earth, right? So it metamorphosed. It became something which it was not. And that is how metamorphic rock is formed. Granite, you all know granite, which you use for your kitchen platforms. Marble which you use at home. Yes, basalt is a igneous rock. It's yeah. And this is how metamorphic rocks look. Rubies, diamonds, all those original precious gemstones. And here, to show you, I have got a jade rock. As an example of a metamorphic rock, I got a jade rock. You can all put it to your cheek. It's very, very cold. It appears like a rock, right? On the outside, it appears like a rock, but it is a jade rock. Jade is a precious stone which is used in China to make the king's jewelry, palaces, statues, and all that. Wonderful. Okay? So that is how metamorphic rock is. Now, this metamorphic rock, if it went too deep, again melted and became lava. Again, lava came to the surface, became igneous rock. Again, igneous rock broke and became sediments and settled down at the bottom of the ocean, became sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock metamorphic, metamorphic to igneous. The cycle goes on and on and on, never-ending cycle. Okay? Now you can all have a look at the rocks. See, this is how sediments look. These are sediments gifted to me by some student from Mauritius. Can you see the different colors of the sand? That's all sediments from different places which settled on one beach. Sediments from different places settled down on one beach, and in that beach they could find so many different layers. See, this is how sediments look. You can all have a look at the rocks, and then we'll go on with the story of what makes us human and not an animal, if we can say that. Okay, I'll pass on this rocks. This is a hand lens in case somebody who is very interested and wants to observe igneous rock very closely. You can do it with this. Did you understand the story?
Yes, yes, true.
At least if the parents understand, they can tell the children something. You did? Okay.
Good. Good experience.
See, I'll put the jade to your chin. Shall I roll that?
Cool.
That's a metamorphic rock.
That's true.
And this rock, now this rock for the older boys and for all those rock enthusiasts here, this cannot be classified as igneous, sedimentary or metamorphic. It's igneous on one side, sedimentary. Can you see layers here? And the crystals are growing on top of it, and we have a vein of copper, blue colored copper, vein of copper. What happens is, when the plates are moving on top of Earth, when the tectonic plates are moving, they crunch under each other. They get in under one plate. One plate gets under the other plate, and the rocks open up. When the rocks open up, they leave a small gap between the rocks, and that is where the minerals will seep in and settle down. The minerals get in there, and this is a rock which is rich in copper. I have another igneous rock. See, this one is red in color. So this is deposits of iron, copper, and this is also, this is a beautiful example of a vein between a rock. Copper, a vein of copper between a rock. Nice.
Yeah, easy done.
That's a jade rock. That's precious.
Is this an amethyst?
Yes, you're very smart. Hey, I wanted you to see this. See, this one, I told you sediments collect on the rocks. Can you see the sediments on it? Thread-like sediments are there on that rock. Those are leftovers from when these animals die. Sea animals die. The rocks are at the bottom of the ocean. So those shells, broken shells and bones, all that collect at the bottom. You can now look at sediments. Yeah, with the sediments first. You can even touch it and see. See, the animals under the ocean die, right? are made of calcium carbonate. All that breaks up. So they don't immediately disintegrate. They settle down on sediments, layers of sediments, and then another sediment builds on it, and they press together, and that is how they stick onto it. Quartz is a mineral. Yeah, quartz is a mineral. We have quartz also here. I think I have a sample of quartz. That's igneous rock, lava rock. See, this is again
What now?
a sedimentary rock. You saw? Yes.
Igneous.
So I can
You can collect and pick them at beaches. Sit
Actually, just what are you talking about? Rock cycle.
Yes. We just did pop-cycle story and how the igneous rock becomes sedimentary and you can see the rocks and then go touch and see. This is metamorphic rock. Wait, I'll show you lava rock. First, when lava comes out of the earth, hot, gooey lava comes out of the earth, right? When it comes out of the earth, it solidifies. Because earth has atmosphere, it has rains and all that, right? So the rock cools down and it becomes hard like this. This is lava, original lava rock. Right? This is also original lava. See, it's heavy also. And the way you identify a lava rock is the holes. When it starts cooling down, the air that is trapped inside evaporates. Vaporizes. Here, see? Vaporizes and it forms broad holes.
A dragon. If you get cold to
Rocks, when they are hit with lightning, they become glass-like. They immediately solidify so that there are no crystal deposits on them. And this is how an obsidian is formed. You can hold it to the light and see it's a natural glass. There's a huge deposit of obsidian in US, and they use those deposits to make surgical instruments, so that the precision is there when they're cutting the body part. It's extremely sharp, and this is a normal obsidian. You cannot cut yourself on this, but an actual original obsidian, you cut yourself on it. It's that sharp. So next time you go around the school, pick whatever you can. From here, they'll throw you out. Okay, we'll start the story of what makes us human. Right? Okay, this is the story of a naughty little boy called Mittu. You can all become a part of that story. You can write your own names in place of Mittu. So we'll start the next story. It's about what makes us human and not an animal. Once upon a time, there was a very naughty little boy called Mittu, which is not true. And that one day, when mom went shopping, and when she came back from shopping, she called for Mittu. She couldn't see him anywhere because he was crouching behind a sofa pretending to be a rock. Mom called for him, Mittu, where are you? Mittu, where are you? And he said, shh, I'm a rock. Don't talk, because I can't talk back. And then mom said, no, you're not a rock. You are a child. Mittu got up disappointed from behind the sofa and dusted himself and asked mom, why can't I be a rock? Mom said, you are a living being and rocks are not living. So Mittu asked, what is a living being? Mom said, living beings breathe. Do all of you breathe? Yeah. How? Then we'll find out what makes you living. Do you respond? See, that makes you living. Rocks do not respond. And we eat food to grow. And we grow. Right? So mom said, you grow, you breathe, and you also respond. When somebody tickles, do you laugh? When somebody pinches, do you feel hurt? So you are all living. Proof. Okay? So that's how mom said he was living. Then Mittu said, well, if I'm a living being, I'm a tree. I'll be the tallest tree in the entire world. I'll grow all the way up to the clouds and touch the clouds and swish in the winds. And then mom said, no, you're not a tree. You're a child. Mittu said, why can't I be a tree? Mom said, because you move on two legs and you don't prepare your own food by standing in the sun. Do you all prepare your own food by standing in the sun? How do plants prepare their own food? Photosynthesis. Right? So mom said, you don't make your own food, neither do you stand at one place. You move about on two legs. So you are a child and not a plant. And then Mittu thought for a while. Then he said, then I'm a whale. I'll dive deep into the ocean and eat up all the fish. Mittu, come and say. And mom said, no, you can't be a whale. Mittu said, why can't I be a whale? Because you don't live deep down in the ocean. You live on land. And you don't gobble up fish. You cook them and eat. So, mom said, you can't be a whale. Then Mittu thought for some more time. And mom said, you're very, very tiny. So he wanted to be something tiny. He said that he is a chameleon. A chameleon. Do you know what a chameleon is? Chameleon is like a garden lizard. You saw? Wow. What is the speciality of a chameleon? Excellent. It's called camouflaging. Excellent. So, Mittu said, I'm a chameleon. Mom said, you can't be a chameleon. You don't change colors. They actually respond to the surrounding environment also. We actually had a chameleon for a pet. I know that's not allowed. I didn't trap it. We found it in the garden. So each time we put it on a higher branch, after a point of time it would become that green. Otherwise it's light green like this. That's why I showed it in this color. So Mittu said, I'm a chameleon. And then mom said, no, you're not a chameleon. You don't have a tongue rolled up inside your mouth which you stick out to catch insects. And you don't eat insects. So Mittu thought again, if I'm not a chameleon and I don't have a tongue rolled up inside my mouth, what am I? And then he said, I am a panda. I'll climb the trees and squish and crunch all the branches and eat them up. And then mom said, no, you're not a panda. Only one difference, you have hair, pandas have fur. And Mittu said, I am a monkey. You can't deny this. You call me monkey every day, all through. I am a monkey. And mom said, no, you're not a monkey. Why can't we be a monkey? Monkey has a tail.
Because you behave, follow rules, follow culture.
Oh, no. We don't read from the book. Well, why are we not like a monkey? I have a monkey here, I'll show you. I'm sorry, I'm carrying the whole bag to show a monkey. Can you see this monkey? Can you see this monkey here? Wait. I'll take it out and show you. Then you all tell me why we are not monkeys. In the meanwhile, you can keep guessing, why aren't we a monkey? can't talk. Good. Nice monkey. Why are we not a monkey? I kept it like this for you people.
He can jump and cycle.
No, we are not a monkey, right?
He can walk on 2 legs.
Yes, we can walk on 2 legs. Yes, monkeys have lots of hair. We don't have so much hair, that's correct. And we keep losing it all the time as we grow up. Constant worry. Okay? So, you must all notice it. Yeah. Wow. What makes you think you're smarter than a monkey? No, it's a genuine question. See, why we ask such questions is we have behavioral biologists who showed that monkeys have same emotions as us, same intelligence as us.
Not yet. They have emotions like they are the same emotions, but they don't let you show it.
Oh, yes.
And also,
Ah.
a monkey eats a peel of a banana.
Oh, a monkey eats a peel of a banana. That's good. And we don't eat the peel.
Monkeys live in different places, but not in one place.
Oh, they keep jumping, they keep roaming. Okay, they're nomads. Okay, so mom said you are not a monkey, and she was a scientific mom like me. Unfortunately, she didn't have the imagination of a child. So she said, monkeys have long forelimbs, which are longer than their legs. Monkeys have very, very long forearms. Did you see Tarzan movie? How did the gorilla walk? It had huge forearms, right? Huge forelimbs. Godzilla versus King Kong. So monkeys have very, very long forelimbs. They are longer than the legs of the monkey. But in us, the limbs are almost same, or the upper limbs are shorter than the lower limbs. Legs are longer, right? And monkeys are not bipeds. Monkeys don't walk on 2 legs. We walk, we run, we go miles on 2 legs, right? And that's what makes us different from a horse as well. Horse has a faster running rate, but we have lots of stamina compared to a horse. Because we are bipeds, we have energy that lasts us for longer than a horse. Okay, so mom said you cannot be a monkey because monkeys' forelimbs are longer and monkeys don't follow culture, they don't listen to their moms, they don't go to school, they don't study, they don't listen to a story session like this. So mom said, no, you can't be a monkey. And she said, you are a child. Indra did not argue anymore. He accepted that he was a child and he said, now because I'm a child, I'll rush off to my friend's party to eat a cake. And then he disappeared again. The end. Thank you. Allowed to do it. They can touch, they can feel the rock, they can ask any questions. Now I'll begin the last story, the DNA. We have gems here and lots of kids here. And then instead of giving them, the kids can touch all the props after the session is over. And some of you can even mix the clays and see how it is different. Okay? Because the story is about how the DNA makes you you. Do plants move? Yes. How do they move? They sway. Yeah, I'm going to tell you now. That's the story at the beginning. plants move? Very good. The plants move up towards the sun.
And also when the rain comes, they move.
Yes, very, very good. Another high five here. Wonderful.
And when autumn comes, they fall.
Ah, see, plants live, plants show movements. Very, very good. Yes, this way.
Plants can fall down.
Oh, very good. Plants can fall down. Correct. Yes, they do fall down. Right? When the wind is too high, they do fall down. Plants move towards the sun and the roots move towards the water. Plants do move. Plants are not stationary.
And also the touch me not plants will
Wonderful. Hmm. Excellent. Very, very good. See, they are all they fold up when the sun vanishes. The sunflowers and all. Very, very good. Plants move. Again, we have one more contribution from here.
And also, when the touch me not when you touch it will close.
Wonderful. See how intelligent you all are. You should be here. I should be there. Okay. So, can I begin the last story, the DNA? See, you all might find it slightly complicated because it's a little above what you're studying in science. But you try and get it. Wherever you have a doubt, you can ask, like in a class. You know, teachers have it by heart. Yes, this way. Right. Okay? So I'll begin the DNA story. I'm very, very glad that parents are here. I'll have a small exercise. Can we do an exercise? The parents of the children do it with the parents. Okay, you should do it without thinking. Hold your hands. Where's Bittu? Hold your hands. See, observe how many of you have the left hand on top and how many of you have right hand on top. We have a left on top, right on top. Okay, right on top. This is left on top, left on top. Left on top and you? Left on top. Right and left. Okay. Left on top. Right? This is left on top again. Left on top, left on top. That's a recessive trait. I don't know why so many people are showing left on top. Both of you? Left on top. Left on top, left on top. Okay. Again, right on top. That's a dominant trait. No, that's a dominant trait. Okay? Left on top. Right on top. No. You should spontaneously do it. That's why I said you should do it without thinking. Right on top. Okay. Right on top. Okay. See, why I asked this is, we always inherit our characters from our parents. But some parents and children showed the opposite. Some of them showed left on top, some of them showed right on top. So we don't disown our children. I am getting to why it is like that. Okay? Now I'll also show you, you can check the earlobes of your children and yourself. This is a detached earlobe. Now this is a detached earlobe. Okay? Some people have attached earlobes. But they have detached. Both of them have detached. This is an attached earlobe. Just show her. The audience can see. See, the audience can see. This is a detached earlobe. This is a detached earlobe. And this is an attached earlobe. You see? Attached attached earlobe. All the parents and the children, you can check whether you have attached earlobes or detached earlobes. Detached. 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 You have attached? No, detached. See, this girl has a attached earlobe. This is an attached. She says the father has it. Okay. Oh, okay. Attached. See, that's one way you can again look. None of them have attached earlobes. They all have detached earlobes, right? Okay, and one more trait. You might find this silly, but it is for you to understand where the traits came from. Roll your tongue. You can't do it, your son also can't do it. Roll your tongue.
ఇవన్నీ చేశానా నాకు రావట్లేదే
I can do it now. I should dodge. She can and you can't. My son can't, I can. But still he's my son. I'll come to the DNA to prove it. They can roll. You can't roll.
నాకు రావట్లేదు
Oh, let's see if you can fold, okay? So you all notice with your children whether you can roll it or not.
they are not able to roll but they are able to roll
You can roll. What about? They can roll. I see parents. Sometimes parents cannot roll, but the children can roll. Okay, now hold your tongue. This is silly, but still. Without the help of the upper lip. You have to fold it and it should stick to your tongue. Inside. You're holding it outside. Inside.
Without it.
No. We cannot use the upper teeth to hold it. Naturally. Hold your tongue.
Without the teeth.
You haven't practiced enough, I suppose. Oh, she can't again. Okay? So, and one more trait. One last trait we'll look for. You can. What about your parent? Okay. Another is widow speak. Widow speak, wherein we have. आपका थोड़ा सा विडो स्पीक है इस तरफ यहाँ से ऐसा है लेकिन इस तरफ ऐसा है ओके straight and here. See, so all of you know widow speak and straight hairline, right? Now the last thing is soft hair, curly hair. You can check your hair textures. Parent. What is half curly? The half curly also exists, Actually, partially curly we call it. Too much science. You put them or they match? Oh, very kind. Yours is soft. So now you know. Now to all the mothers who have girl child, I'm going to give you a shocking news. My mother slightly disowned me after that. All the girl children get their X chromosome. Girl children have 2 X chromosomes. Boys have 1 X and 1 Y. The girl child's X chromosome comes unaltered. It doesn't undergo any change It comes straight from the paternal grandmother, from your sas. The girl child gets her X chromosome unaltered from the paternal grandmother. So whenever I'm rowdish, my mother says, more lights. That X is acting up, not mine.
Carbon copy of the grandmother.
Ah. So that is one more fact. Now, apart from why I asked you to roll your tongue, fold your tongue, we don't speak, all the traits which we did here today are dominant traits. Dominant traits is the grandparents can do it, parents can do it, children can do it. There's no skipping. But some traits, the grandparents have it, parents don't have it, and the children again get it. So those are called recessive traits. This is just a simple test we do to, increase the fun. Okay. So now I'll tell you the story. One day, Mittu and his mom were out for a stroll in the park. One day, Mittu and his mom were out for a stroll in the park. Along came Mom's friend. And she said, "Hi, how are you? Is this your son? He has hair like yours." Mittu heard it. Mom smiled and she said, "Thank you." And they walked on. Now, after a while, along came Grandpa's friend. He saw Mittu and he said, "Hi, you look so much like your father." Mittu was again perplexed. Mom smiled and they walked on. After a while, Grandma's friend came and she said, "Wow, is he your son? He has your complexion." And then Mittu said, wait. What is all this? How come I have a little characteristic of all of you? And then Mom said, "You are our child. We will pass on our traits to you." And then Mittu said, "How do you pass on the traits?" I know this is a complex story. Parents, please listen. How do you pass on the traits? Through DNA. DNA is a molecule. It's a biological molecule which dictates how we look, how healthy we are, how tall we grow, and also how we behave a little. Okay, that's the DNA. Now Mittu asked, how does this DNA come to me from mom and dad? So, Mom picked up 2 gem balls and she showed Mittu how he got a DNA. This is daddy's cell, okay? Cell from your daddy, which daddy is passing on to you. Like that kid had attached earlobes, her dad passed on to her. How did he pass on? Through his DNA. And where does the DNA stay? It stays inside a cell. So we have mom's cell and dad's cell. And inside the cell, we have a nucleus. Okay? We have a nucleus inside the cell, a small pocket which holds your DNA. Okay, a small pocket which holds your DNA. Now, once the small pocket holds your DNA, when they have to contribute characters to a child, some are being given by the mother and some are being given by the father. Now, why did I pick gems and not something else? Gems because our chromosomes are like this, defined structures inside the nucleus. They are rod-shaped. They are not circular, they are rod-like, but we can count them. Humans have 46. All humans have 46. Each human cell has 46 chromosomes except the red blood cell. Red blood cell doesn't have a nucleus, so it doesn't have chromosomes. So half from the mother and half from the father. This is how the child gets the DNA. From the cell, from the nucleus, the chromosomes are distributed to the child, half from the mother and half from the father. This is how the baby gets the DNA. Now Mittu asked, how are the traits inherited? Why is my hair soft, like my mom's? Why is my complexion fair, like my grandma's? So, mom said that this DNA is made up of only 4 alphabets: A, T, G, C. Finish. But those 4 alphabets combine to form different combinations of words. Those words are called genes. If you get genes for soft hair, your hair will be soft. If you get genes for fair skin, your skin will be fair. If you get genes for tallness, you'll be tall. If you get genes for dwarfness, you'll be a little short. That's it. That's how DNA dictates. So Mittu was a little disappointed. And he said, if I'm a mix of all of you, what am I? You keep saying I'm unique, I'm special. In what way am I special? I'm a little like you, I'm a little like dad, I'm a little like grandfather, I'm a little like grandmother. What makes me me? Then mom said, no matter how many times the DNA mixes, each time it forms a different combination. That combination is what makes you unique. Now all the children here can take these balls, mix them and see if you will mix them exactly the same way, or each one of you gets a different crease here, a different hole there, a different gap somewhere, a different size of the ball. Right? This is how your parents' DNA mixes in you. Though it is from the father and from the mother, and it is the same all through, each time it mixes, it forms a different combination. It forms a special combination, which becomes you.
Our mother gave birth to us, right? So how do we get the other?
Yes, good question. I always get this question when I do the DNA story. So I do it separately for children and without the parents getting involved. What happens is, father gives one cell, only one cell. Mother gives only one cell. The two cells mix up and make us, right? In cows and all, in animals, what we do is, we say, you know cows, bull and cow, male animal and female animal. So we take that one cell from the male animal and put it into the female animal. Okay? And sometimes what doctors do is they take the male cell from the daddy and the female cell from the mommy, mix it in a test tube and put it back into the mommy. So finally it is the male cell should get into the mommy's womb. Okay? That is a plan they make for themselves. They decide upon the plan and then they put the male cell in the female, and that's how you are born.
How do they take the cell out?
How do they take the cell out? It's very easy. Every day we do it in the lab. We take blood cells out. Wherever the cell is, we know where the cell is, right? Suppose I want a blood cell, I'll just take some blood out and from that I'll remove the cells and start culturing them in the lab. All, your entire body, right from your hair to your toe, is made of cells. Skin cells and, hair follicles, teeth, gums, tongue, buccal, cheek, inside, saliva, blood, urine, everything has cells. So we get them out using different techniques.
Like blood cells and
Yes, blood cells, urine cells, any cell. Even when you want cells from the skin, we just scrape it off. We need not cut it. We scrape it. And inside the cheek, when we get cells from inside the cheek, we put a glass slide in or a spatula in and get it out. Okay? So see, I made 2 balls. Each one of them has some differences. Can you see the differences? You can mix it by yourself and see. That's how we become a unique amalgam of our parents. Yes, yes.
అవి రెండు కలిపి
Okay, that's how we become a unique amalgam of our parents. Now, for all the children here, I have a question. Did you ever eat DNA?
Strawberry juice.
Oh, excellent. Strawberry DNA. Who else ate DNA? Who else ate DNA?
Like now we like white bread. Something here, just like here.
Yes, yes.
So in that
Yes.
we eat got.
We eat DNA every day. We eat fruits, banana DNA, tomato DNA, cucumber DNA. We eat food, right? All food is made up of cells. Plants are made of cells. Animals are made of cells. Chicken, lamb, everything is made of cells. Yes, we eat them. Don't we? How many of you had a fruit today? Which fruit did you eat today? Banana DNA खा के आ गए session में, हाँ? Or which fruit did you have today? Orange DNA, right? We extract DNA in the lab from bananas, strawberries, tomatoes because they are very good source. Human blood, of course, we don't drink. Chiku DNA. See, you all ate fruits, but she ate chiku. That's a special fruit with a special flavor. He ate orange, again a different fruit with a different flavor. Bananas, strawberries, dates, different fruits with different flavors, right? So how do they, Mosambi, sweet lime. So how do they become them? They become them because the DNA tells them what they have to become, how they have to taste. The DNA is again a mix from the male plant to the female plant. Okay, take it. Come here and take it. Okay? So now you all know how you are still special after being born from your parents and how you are special from your sister or your brother. Right? You have to mix and see whether the ball is the same or not. I have more clay. I'm giving some more clay. See, sometimes that also happens. One parent dominates the characteristics of the other parent. So the child looks only like one parent. अरे ये तो बिल्कुल आप जैसे दिखते हैं. No, no features of the other parent are seen. This is a wonderful example. Thank you. See, she mixed orange and blue, and we can see only blue. The orange is hidden somewhere inside. So the characters passed on by one parent are lost. Only the other parent are visible. And those orange characters will come back in her child. They will be seen in her child. Again, they'll say the child looks like the grandmother. Never ending story. We also dictate. See, no matter which parent contributes what, the DNA acts equally. The DNA dictates so many things, not just how we look, on the inside also.
Always unique.
Oh, see, one more thing. The child says that when she is mixing the DNA, when she is mixing the clay, her fingerprints are stuck on the clay and her fingerprints are as unique as her DNA. Wow, wonderful.
I'm sorry. Another theory is good. Goes on again. How photosynthesis
Always, always, the cell from the father enters the mother magically. You should all watch Mahabharata and then come to the session. You know, everybody is asking how the father's DNA enters the mother. So you must all watch Mahabharata. You know, father says like this, the cell enters from out. For all the mothers, separate session. Wow, thank you so much. Oh, that's so nice. For all the children here who have been following me, I am starting science stories videos from February 28th because that's a science day. I'm starting science stories on my channel. They're free to watch. Oh, yeah, it's only the orange. Yeah, but with different creases. Wow, that's lovely. So I'm starting. Hmm. See, now you know how the DNA mixes and comes up with different combinations. No. DNA is distributed 50-50. No matter who you look like, it doesn't mean cells come more from the father and less from the mother. 50-50. Equal. No change. 50 from the mother, 50 from the father, 100 in the child. But what you show is sometimes more like your father and less like your mother. See, each one of you can check these balls. They are of different colors. And the gems here, Mittu, give the kids the gems. No, I have more chocolates. I appreciate your time. I sincerely appreciate your time on a Sunday listening to science, which I may not have done as a child. Thank you so much. I'm starting my science stories on February 28th on my channel, Rohini Chintha. They are right from Animal House, there's primary YouTube, Rohini Chintha, CHINTH. Okay, right from animal houses to DNA to complex subjects like immunology. It's a series. Every week, one story. Okay? Please take the gems. I'll give the chocolates. Yeah. Yes, see? This is how. See, each ball looks unique. Check it out. Oh, what bada.